hey guys, today we'll be learning about the useReducer, why it is used, the syntax of it, how it is used by making a little small video, I mean the small project, a mini project, and why we should use useReducer over useState, right? So let's get started. So first we need to import it, and I have already imported it, right? And then let's talk about the syntax of it, right? So state and dispatch, and then use reducer, and then what is reducer and initial state, right? Come on, right? Okay. So there is no any convention that you should write the state or a dispatch or the reducer or the initial state. You can write anything, and yeah, let's talk about the first the state. What is state? We know it because if you are if you are watching this video about the useReducer, you must have known that what is state, right? The state is something which is basically responsible, a kind of a value which is responsible to update or the re-render the component, right? Which is known as state. Now the second thing is, what is dispatch? Dispatch is a function which basically gives the command to the reducer, right? State is kind of a leader, you can say, right? Kind of a leader which basically gives a command to the reducer here, right? This reducer, that do something, right? Do something, right? So dispatch is kind of a leader, or you can say is a function which gives the command to whom? To reducer. And now what is reducer? Reducer is uh, reducer is something, right, which basically is a responsible to to basically to write uh, all the business logics, right? Whatever we write a logic, be it changing a state, be it making editable input, be it changing a counter, everything is written inside the reducer, right? Okay. Now the initial state. What is initial state? Initial means the starting point, right? What should be the starting point, right, of the state? This is what the initial state, right? So yeah, let's go. So what should I do? What should I do first? What should I do? Let's no wait. Let's build a kind of a counter. Let's say counter application would say, right? So we should have a 3 button, right? Why it is not working? What happened? What happened to the intelligence, right? So let's say plus, right, and let's say minus, right? Let's say reset. I mean, why not? We should do the reset as well, right? So yeah, and there should be a the basically the state, right? And if you see, I am going to get an error. See, the reducer is not defined, initial state is not defined, definitely, because we haven't defined this, right? So yeah, let's go. Let's define the initial state first. Const initial state is equals to, let's say it is an object, and count is equals to 0, right? And now define the useReducer. Const reducer is again, right? And now what should I do? See, I haven't done anything yet, right? So I have basically defined a initial state, right? And this this reducer function takes state and an action, right? I'll tell you where it will come from. I'll tell you, right? So basically action is something which is kind of a the order which is given by the dispatch. I told you what is dispatch. Dispatch is kind of a leader, right, or a function which gives the command to the reducer, right? How this dispatch is going to give you the give the command? By action only, right? So yeah, let's see, we will definitely see. Okay, so now reducer is defined, initial state is defined. Now the state, right? What is state? State is basically what is which is available inside the count. So currently it will definitely give me the error, right? If you go over here, see, it says that object are not valid as a React child. Why this thing is giving? Because it says object with keys, you have a initial state as a object, not as a value. If I write it as a value, it will not give an error, right? See, right? That is why if I have defined an object over here, then I should write the count, because the state, which is initial state, and then initial state dot count, right? Yeah. And now I think I should have, yeah, we have a 0, right? So let's say let me put this inside a div, right, so that it does not look messy. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I'll not do any designing part, so because I am really not, see, designing is not my forte, but still I try to do styling. But in this case, our task, or our task is to understand the reducer, right? So yes, now let's come to the reducer. Before that, my friend, before this, I should be doing a, I should give the command, right? By command, like when I click the plus button, right, it should increase it. When I give the command to the reducer by using dispatch, it should decrement it, or and then when I eventually when I the click on the reset button, it should become 0, right? Okay. So how do I give the command? How do I click? We have a event known as onClick, right? Here we pass, here we pass callback function, right? And then we use a dispatch. Again, you can give reducer a command. Okay, let's not go to the the basically the advanced thing, right? Let's do a very 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 little easier part. Let's do the easier part only, right? So increment, I have given the command that do a increment. I have given a command to the state that you have to do a increment, although it is not a the conventional thing, like you should write the increment only. You can do anything. It is just a way that I am giving a command, right? You can do anything, right? So now let's see if I'm getting something or not over here. Console log. Mummy phone aa gaya. Right? Let's do something. State, and what was that? Action, right? So state, what should we get? The initial state and the action. Action. Come on, action, which is increment. I should get the increment part, right? So let's do 11 12. Mummy bahar jao. Okay, so let's do increment. Although I get an error, but why did we get an error? Can you read property of undefined count? Whoa. What happened? Okay, but no worries. But yeah, line number ap.js5. See, we have a state, right? And inside a state, see, we have a count, and as the action given by the dispatch function is an increment. Now we are going to use it. We are going to use both of, right? We are going to use both. Okay, so how do we use it, right? So you basically you either can use a switch statement, or you can use a if else statement, right? So here I will be using a switch statement only, right? I forgot the yeah. So action, what is the value? What is the value I'm passing over here? Increment, right? So I'll do the copy and the paste. and by, right, see, I get the order from the dispatch, right, and the order, basically the, the leader gives the order, right, the leader says that you have to do increment. I got the increment inside the action, right, and now I have to use it. When I see that, I hope you know the switch case statement, right? So when I type over here action, right, and then it checks what the action contains. Is it an increment or decrement or what, right? So in this case, it is a the increment part, right? Increment, right? So yeah, now I need to increment the value, right? And you know that what the state is having. The state is having what? The count, right? The count. Yeah, state is, if you see over here, the state is a object. And how do we access a value? State dot count. Okay. So now let's return, and obviously we need to return it, because if we do not return it, how the state is going to change? I hope you know the return thing, right? How basically it happens, right? So how, what are we going to do? We are going to return an object, right? I want the previous state as well, and also I want to change it as well, right? Count is equals to you know count, no, not directly count, state dot count plus 1. Do you understand this? So if you see it should be working, and it is working, right? See, the counter is increasing, right, because I'm getting the the command from the dispatch that you have to increment, and I'm incrementing it, right? So yeah, now the second case, which is decrement, right? So guys, did we get any command, right, or any order from the dispatch of doing decrement? No, right? So definitely I have to use again the event, right, and then we need to use the dispatch decrement. Okay, so now we are getting the command from the dispatch, right? So I should also get the decrement as well. When I press the decrement, I should get the decrement. If you see, I am getting a decrement over here, right? Okay. So now let's write a logic. The same logic, I do not want the other states to get changed. That's why I am using a spread operator. Count, and then state dot count, right, and then -1. You know this, right? Now if you see guys, it should be working as well, right? And I mean, eventually you can put the case as well, that if the state dot count is greater than, I mean, less than or equal to 0, right? You do not want just return the state only. I mean, yeah, I mean not the object as well, but the state only. I mean, I do not want anything to change, right? So if you see over here, it will not go beyond the 0. I mean, I have to reset it. I mean, the refresh it, and if you see, it doesn't matter how many times I click, it does not go beyond the the 0 count. But when I increase it, it does increase, right? And now let's pass a command from the dispatch to do a reset as well, right? Okay. So again, what I can do is, क्या कर सकता हूँ भाई, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, let's do a dispatch and then reset 1. भैया मैंने बोल दिया भाई, डिस्पैच एक करेक्ट, मैंने बताया डिस्पैच का, डिस्पैच एक काइंड ऑफ लीडर है जो रिड्यूसर को कमांड देता है कि भाई, कैसे कमांड देता है, एक्शन के थ्रू देता है, ठीक है, एक्शन के थ्रू देता है। अब दे दिया भाई एक्शन के थ्रू, ले भाई एक और बनाओ केस, क्या बनाओ, केस। So I'm building a case and I am getting the reset from there, right? And I need to return what? I need to what return? What? I mean, I'm passing the reset, right? and yeah, I need to do a reset of it, right? So again I need to do a state, the previous state, I mean the other states, not previous, the other state, right? And what I'll do is I'll just do a count. I mean, what's the issue? If you see it is working, right? See, working. Do you see this? And I'll show you the one magic as well, right? So if I remove this, guys, if I remove this, what do you think? What do you think? Will it give? Is it going to be give you an error, और क्या मतलब क्या होगा? ये तो काम कर रहा है, काम कर रहा है, तो क्या मतलब इसका भाई? क्या करें? मतलब अगर मैं यहाँ से भी हटा दूँ तो भी काम करेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी, नहीं सी। अगर इन सब में से हटा दूँ मैं तो कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं आएगी भाई। देखो जी, माइनस भी हो रहा है, जीरो भी हो रहा है, देखो जी, है ना, दिख रहा है? तो मतलब आप बोलोगे भी क्या फ़ायदा भी स्प्रेड लगाने का? तो मेरे दोस्तों ये वहाँ पे काम नहीं करेगा जब मान लो यहाँ पे एक और स्टेट हो, राइट? सी, अगर यहाँ पे एक और स्टेट हो, ठीक है जी, और मैं चाहता हूँ इस स्टेट के अंदर काउंट के साथ साथ ये क्या हो जाए, इस लोडिंग क्या हो जाए, ट्रू हो जाए, राइट? क्या हो जाए, इस लोडिंग ट्रू हो जाए, ठीक है जी, समझ आ रही बात? इस लोडिंग ट्रू हो जाए। अब अगर मैं देखूँ, अब क्योंकि मैंने इंक्रीमेंट किया है, ठीक है, इंक्रीमेंट किया है, और इस लोडिंग क्या कर दिया मैंने, ट्रू। इंक्रीमेंट करूँ, ठीक है, इंक्रीमेंट करूँ तो लाइन नंबर 9 में हम देखेंगे कि भाई, और इस लोडिंग क्या हो गया हमारे पास, ट्रू हो गया, ठीक है। अब मैं चाहता हूँ कि डिक्रीमेंट करने पे, डिक्रीमेंट करने पे, ठीक है, तो जो मेरे पास जो जो बेसिकली इस लोडिंग का वो जो स्टेट है वो भी आए, ठीक है। उसकी जगह मैं पहले पूरा स्टेट ही लिख देता हूँ ना, इसकी जगह मैं पूरा पहले स्टेट लिख देता हूँ, ठीक है। लेट्स डू दिस, मैं लिख देता हूँ स्टेट, ठीक है जी। अब देखो, जब मैं डिक्रीमेंट करूँगा, ठीक है, पहली बार में तो ऑब्वियसली नहीं होगा क्योंकि हम पहले कंसोल कर रहे हैं फिर रिटर्न कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो हमें 2 बार करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। अब मैंने कर दिया, ये लो जी, 2 बार कर दिया। तो 2 बार में मैं देखूँ, अगर देखो पहली बार में तो मेरे को कहाँ गया, पहली बार डिक्रीमेंट, पहली बार में देखो, ये देखो इज लोडिंग मिला, ठीक है। उसके बाद मेरे को डिक्रीमेंट में देखेंगे तो सिर्फ काउंट मिला, ठीक है, लाइन नंबर 16, और ये देखो नाम लिखा है ना, समझ पा रहे हो? देखो और ये स्टेट, ठीक है, तो ये चीज़ है। अच्छा, तो हमने क्या कर दिया गाइस, हमने क्या किया, जब मैं डिक्रीमेंट करता हूँ तो मेरे को क्या मिलता है, लाइन नंबर 16 पे सिर्फ काउंट। इसका क्या हुआ भाई, क्या हुआ इसका, क्या हुआ इसका, खा गए भाई, हम खा गए, ठीक है। इसीलिए हमें क्या करना होता है, इसलिए हमें क्या करना होता है, डॉट 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 स्टेट, ठीक है। अब हम देखेंगे गाइस, अब हम देखेंगे वापस से, ठीक है, फिर से देखेंगे। मैंने क्या किया, स्प्रेड लोग रिपीट लगा, स्टेट बताया, बेसिकली बता रही है कि भाई जो जो स्टेट वो भी चाहिए मेरे को, ठीक है, ताकि फ्यूचर रेफरेंस के लिए। तो मैंने इंक्रीमेंट किया, ठीक है। अब मैं इसको करता हूँ डिक्रीमेंट, तो हम देखेंगे गाइस, ये देखो मेरे पास क्या मिल गया, इज लोडिंग भी आ रहा है, इज लोडिंग भी आ रहा है कि नहीं, लाइन नंबर 16 इज लोडिंग भी है और ये काउंट भी है, ठीक है। तो वही चीज़ है, तो बेसिकली स्प्रेड ऑपरेटर में बताना होता है कि भाई अपना जो भी पुराने स्टेट जितने भी हैं वो भी चाहिए मेरे को, ताकि मैं भी शायद कभी यूज़ कर पाऊँ, कभी यूज़ ना कर पाऊँ, ठीक है। तो वो चीज़ है, ठीक है। तो इसीलिए हमें बेसिकली हमेशा डॉट 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 स्टेट यूज़ करना चाहिए, ठीक है जी। अच्छा जी, अब ये कंसोल को हटा देते हैं कि काम है नहीं इनका, ठीक है। तो अब हमारा शायद यूज वीडियो से शानदार तरीके से काम कर रहा है, जीरो से नीचे नहीं जा रहा, ठीक है। फंक्शनलिटी तो ऑब्वियसली चलेगी, ये देखो, ठीक है। अब हम सभी कंसोल्स को हटा देते हैं, ठीक है। तो हम अब हमारा यूज रिड्यूसर से काउंटर तैयार है, क्या जी, तैयार है, तैयार है, तैयार है, टू 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 तैयार है। चलो जी, मिलते हैं कभी अगली वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए बाय बाय।